From KVOA, investigating for you. This is News 4 Tucson, live at 10.
We begin tonight with breaking news. On the run, Pima County Sheriff's deputies are searching for suspects involved in a shooting. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney.
And I'm Amanda Gomez. It happened near Cardinal and Los Reales Road earlier tonight. Deputies say the suspects are not in custody. Right now, deputies are not sharing how many people were involved or if there are any injuries. They're asking drivers to avoid the area, and if you see any suspicious activity in the area, call 911. Turning now to the coronavirus and a bold speech today by President Joe Biden as he ushers in a new phase of pandemic response. His new strategy is aimed at reducing COVID cases by raising the ranks of the vaccinated. Peter Alexander breaks it all down for us.
With COVID cases surging and deaths now 5 times higher than just a month ago, President Biden is requiring tens of millions more Americans to get vaccinated.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us. This is not about freedom or personal choice. It's about protecting yourself and those around you.
The president is ordering nearly all federal workers and employees of contractors that do business with the federal government get vaccinated within 75 days, eliminating their option to be tested instead of getting shots. Employees who refuse could be punished, even fired.
If you want to work with the federal government and do business with us, get vaccinated.
While initially reluctant to issue mandates, the president's aggressive new plan requires vaccinations for 17 million healthcare workers at hospitals and other sites that receive Medicare or Medicaid funding. President Biden's now pressuring private companies too, directing the Labor Department to require businesses with 100 or more employees ensure their workers are fully vaccinated or provide a negative test each week, a move the White House estimates will impact 80 million Americans. Companies that do not comply could face fines. The White House anticipating lawsuits.
We're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated co-workers.
All of it as approval of the president's handling of the virus has dropped since he expressed confidence about the pandemic 2 months ago.
Today, we're closer than ever to declaring our independence from a deadly virus.
The president tonight.
We're in the tough stretch, and it could last for a while.
And the TSA is doubling fines for airline passengers who refuse to mask up.
If you break the rules, be prepared to pay. And by the way, show some respect.
And that was Peter Alexander reporting. Governor Doug Ducey says he is not happy with the president's new COVID-19 mandates. He released a statement today saying in part, quote, President Biden's dictatorial approach is wrong, un-American, and will do far more harm than good. How many workers will be displaced? How many kids kept out of classrooms? How many businesses fined? He went on to say the COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective tools to prevent the disease, but getting the vaccine is and should be a choice, end quote.
And Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich also released a statement tonight. He said in part, quote, this would be a devastating step toward the nationalization of our health care systems and private workforce and greatly erode individual liberties. He went on to say, I am reviewing his outrageous actions and will take all legal recourse to defend our state's sovereignty and the rights of Arizonans to make the best health care decisions for themselves, end quote. Tonight, the TUSD governing board discussed the latest measures the district is taking to keep students safe when it comes to COVID-19. News 4 Tucson's Angelique Lazardi joins us in studio with the latest the district has planned for its schools. Angelique.
Yes, well, good evening, Sean. The governing board COVID-19 task force delivered their readiness and response update regarding the pandemic. They discussed mitigation efforts just a month into the school year. Now, one topic of discussion was virtual learning. The task force gave an update on TUVA enrollment, which does stand for Tucson Unified Virtual Academy. Currently, 2,400 K through 12 students are virtually learning within that academy. The board says that they would like to improve staffing so the learning environment can be more consistent for students, especially for elementary students where staffing has been very challenging. Parents were also able to share their concerns during the meeting, and some parents were very vocal and against the idea of wearing masks in the classroom and said it should be optional.
You are making them believe that some piece of cloth over their face is their savior and will protect them and others when we all know virus particles travel right through it. It's ridiculous and makes no sense.
I will continue to support and advocate for required mask use in TUSD schools and facilities. Putting a face covering is the bare minimum that we can do to protect our community until the majority of our students are vaccinated.
The district goes on to say that so far many parents are happy with the TUVA option for their children to learn and consider it a very safe environment in the meantime as we battle this pandemic. Angelique Lazardi, News 4 Tucson.